Okay, hello all you beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry it has been so very long, but this video is the first 100 books I read in a year, whoop whoop, which has also taken me so long because I finished 100 books at the end of June, and it is now mid-August when I'm making this video, so that's very fun. One of the reasons I've been putting it off for so long is because before I make the video, I have to log all of my books into my reading log, journal, whatever, which if you don't know, I kind of don't do it right after I read the book. I kind of usually wait a little while and then like put it in after I've like had my thoughts with it, which is a great system, but I constantly forget to do it. So that leaves me with me having to go back and do all of these. So I'm gonna do that first, but I thought I'd show you what I'm doing first. So I'm just gonna put the book, the author, and then my ranking of it, and I'll do that for the first 100 books, and then I'll come back and talk about them. Okay, slightest of slight problems. My reading log, like I use Storygraph, on Storygraph, my 100th book is different than my written down list one. So I don't know, and I've checked the count on the written one multiple times now. So I don't know if I forgot to put a book in Storygraph or if I put one down here twice. I don't know. I guess we'll just see while we're reading through them and take it as that. Yeah. Also, I would like to note also like on like an asterisk on this video, they're not all full-length books that I'm talking about. Some of them are novellas, some of them are plays. I think those are the only two exceptions. Yeah, and the rest are like full-length novels. I'll tell you, or I'll try to remember to tell you if it's a novella or a play, but if not, then just assume it's a novel, and I'm counting them because I want to, and it's 100 things I read in 6 months, so whatever, I'm counting it. I feel like my arm's gonna get so tired because I'm just holding my phone out very far, so whatever. Also, I'm not going to talk about like all of the books in length because that would be an insanely long video, so I'm just gonna like kind of go through them, and if something comes to my mind, then I'll talk about it. Okay, so books of 2022 so far. So I started off the year insane, crazy. I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books by Cora Reilly. Yeah, I kind of went crazy. So those books are Bound by Honor, Luca Vitiello, Bound by Hatred, Bound by Temptation, Bound by Duty, Bound by Vengeance, Twisted Loyalties, Bound by Love, Twisted Emotions, Twisted Pride, Bound by the Past, Twisted by Blood, Bound by Blood, Twisted Bonds, Twisted Hearts, Sweet Temptation, Twisted Cravings, Fragile Longing. So those are all in the Cora Reilly cinematic mafia universe. And some of those are in the Cora Chronicles, some of those are in the, what's the Bound by Hatred? I don't remember what those are called. The Made Men, no? Series? Something like that? I don't really remember what those are called. And then like 2 of those I think are standalones, so great, cool. I won't talk too heavily about that because I made a whole video about those books, but I did love those books, and it got me like I literally read all of those and more in January, and I was very excited about reading again, and I don't know, it's just very fun. That was like, I've read some mafia books, but those were like my first like deep dive into like a mafia world. Very exciting. Okay, after that, I lightened up the mood a bit by reading Beach Read by Emily Henry. I know everyone talks about it, but if you've not read it, please go read it. January and Gus. I still think about lines from that book. It's literally so beautiful. Okay, and then I read Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, followed by Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. Then I read the, oh my gosh, what is the series called? Blah, 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 the like Hot and Hammered series, that's what it's called, which is Fix Her Up, Love Her or Lose Her, and Tools of Engagement, all by Tessa Bailey. That was my first introduction to Tessa Bailey. It was not my favorite. I honestly have liked other books by her a lot more. They were very like books to me. I mean, it's fine. And then first play, Native Gardens by Karen Zakarius. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And then another play, Fleabag by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, which I highly suggest people read that if they have watched Fleabag the show. It's the play that, if you don't know, there was a play that Phoebe Waller-Bridge wrote before the show came out that she performed and whatever. So it's like season 1 of Fleabag. And it's a bit different, but I think it's really cool. And if you're a fan of Fleabag, the show, you'll probably be a fan of Fleabag, the play. After that, I kind of got back into my mafia ways, and I read the Kingmaker series, or the first 4 books, I guess, in it that were out at the time when I was reading it, which are The Heir, The Rebel, The Bully, and The Spy. Now, I loved this series. Specifically, I loved The Bully and The Rebel. The Spy was not that good to me. The Heir was like, okay. I loved the series. I don't know why. It's just like so fun. It's like mafia, but it's like set in like a boarding school, which is also a fun like journey. And you also get the perspective of 3 characters, and I believe all 4 of these books, which is so cool. And I've never really seen anyone else really like do that. Love it. Highly recommend. Very fun. And I think the series is continuing. I know there's a 5th book in the Kingmaker series, and I think though that Sophie Lark is going to continue it, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but I would love her to. After that, I read Until Friday Night by Abby Glines, which I don't remember too much about this book, but I do remember it's part of a series that I then did not read. So I feel like that says all there is. Then I read Just Kids by Patti Smith, which is a memoir, which is really good. It's like one of those books where it's like I always see it on like hot girls reading lists and stuff like that. And I do agree. I think it's very fun. I think I'm also like an artist, like I'm wanting to be an actor and stuff, so it's like kind of cool seeing like a story of them trying to make it in New York and then them like doing it. It's kind of cool. I do agree, hot girls read Just Kids, or hot people, I guess I should say, read Just Kids by Patti Smith. So very cool if you can read it. And I think it's one of those books too that I would recommend reading in physical copy if you can, which is rare for me to say, but I do think it's very much worth it. So after that, I read going from a great memoir to a literally trashy Only One Mistake by Natasha Madison. I don't know if I forgot the A or if that's their name. I don't remember anything about this book, but from the title, I'm pretty sure it's a pregnancy trope. I think this is when I started getting into my pregnancy trope era a bit. So that's a thing. Okay, after that, still on my pregnancy trope, I read Secret Plunge by Jasmine Miller, which I'm pretty sure is also a pregnancy trope. Again, I kind of remember, I think he's like a diver or something like that. I think that's why it's called that. I don't really remember. Then I went to the Kings of Rittenhouse series, which is The Kings of Rittenhouse, which is a novella, and then Shameless King, Reckless King, Ruthless King, Fearless King, Heartless King. I also made a whole video about this one. I do think it's a very fun series. I do recommend. I really like Maya Hughes. I think she has fun series. I think she did Fulton U, which I read previously, and something else that I can't remember off the top of my head, but I like her books, so I would recommend. Yeah, I'm not gonna say too much. You can watch the video. I'll have it linked in the description. After that, play The Great Leap by Lauren Yee. Another play, Fast Girls by Diana Amsterdam. Both of those are very good. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Cool. After that, I read Hooked and Scarred by Emily McIntyre. Those were both like retellings of, Hooked is a retelling of like Peter Pan, like Captain Hook kind of deal, and then Scarred is about like Scar, Lion King-ish. Both of them were like loosely based off those things, but I thought it was kind of fun. I think Hooked was more centered around the Peter Pan lore, I feel like, than Scarred was, but I sometimes think about these, like that was kind of like a fun concept. Like I recommend these. That was kind of fun. Yeah, then we move into a boring book, Acting in Film by Michael Caine. Had to read it for class. Make Me Yours by Melanie Harlow. I don't have any memories of this, and I gave it a 2.75, so probably not too great. Another play, Time Is on Our Side by R. Eric Thomas. I hated this play. I did not like it at all. Cool. These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I think that's a fantasy. I'm almost positive that that's a fantasy novel. That's all I remember of it. I think it's like phase. I think it's like kind of like Cruel Prince-esque. I don't really remember. After that, I read Electric Idol by Kate Roberts, which is, there's another book that was before it. Neon Gods, that's what it's called. And it's like talking about, it's like a dark retelling of like Mount Olympus and like all of the like Greek gods and stuff. Kind of fun. And then the next one is a play. This is Our Youth by Kenneth Lonergan. Had to do my whole big senior capstone on this. Didn't have to do, I picked it. I really like this play. I think it's very good. So fun. Next was Redeemed by Lauren Asher. I love that book. I love it so much. I read it for the first time last year. And it's just, I think about it all the time. I love it just so much. I'm making my sister read it this year as like our book swap, and she has still yet to read it, and I keep being like, please read it. Next, The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. Everyone hypes up that book. I think it's good. I don't think it's the best. I think others do the trope better, maybe. Oops. Probably moving like everywhere in this video. It's because, like I said, I'm filming this on my phone. Because why? Because so I can edit it when I'm traveling, and yay. But that means I'm literally just holding it out with my hands as a tripod because I don't have one. So sorry, because this is just human error that I'm putting it in all different places. So yay. We ended not last video, literally last section, whatever, on Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. Trash. There's more in the series. I will not be reading them. 1% of You, Michelle Gross. I think this is a pregnancy. Oh, I do remember this one kind of now. It's like she has a kid already, and then she, like, her neighbor, I want to say his name is like Knox or something like that. Also, I feel like we should talk about that. I feel like there's like a bunch of guys in books that at least I've been reading recently that are named Knox, like, which I'm like, that's very random. Anyways, yeah, I mean, it was fine. Then The Newspaper Nanny by Maren Moore. Oh, that's funny. I think I already thought like the singer, LOL. Yeah, I think this was when I was in my like pregnancy, single dad, I guess single parent trope era. Why? I don't know. This went on for like a super long time. I definitely like that trope. I think I like single parent more than I like pregnancy trope, but I like both. Which I know is kind of sometimes a hot take, but I don't know. Anyways, Juniper Hill by Devney Perry, which I think is another pregnancy trope. Then a play, Dryland by Ruby Ray Spiegel. Great play. Then Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, and Also Take a Hint, Danny Brown, also by Talia Hibbert. I need to finish and read the third. I've just like never gone back. They're a series, they're like sisters, the Brown Sisters series. And I have enjoyed both. I've just not gone back. I think I low-key have kind of forgotten, so this is reminding me, so thank you for that. The Fire Between High and Low by Brittany C. Cherry. I love a Brittany C. Cherry book. This is the second, I believe, in the Element series. I'm slowly working through that just because they're very heavy books, and I'm not a very heavy romance reader. I like light romances more. So it takes me a little bit of time to get through those, but you know. And then Dear Enemy and Make It Sweet, both by Kristen Callahan. Oh my gosh. Dear Enemy's good, but Make It Sweet, I don't know why. That book was like so random, but I loved it. Like absolutely loved it. Highly recommend. It has, also both of them are like one person's famous in both, which I also just like love that setup. I don't know why. I think maybe it's because I want to be in the entertainment industry, but like I love when it's like that. But Make It Sweet is like, she is this actor and she had this like great role, whatever, and then she gets killed off, in the season and kind of has to figure out what she wants to do with her career after that. And she kind of takes this break and goes to, I think it's in California, Napa, something like that. I don't really remember, at her like grandma's friend's house. And then I do not remember his name, but he is a like previous hockey player, but he had to stop because of injuries. And they're both kind of like trying to find themselves, and it's just great. I love it. After that, I read Eleanor and Gray, also by Brittany C. Cherry. It was a second chance romance, not my favorite. And then I went in my Penelope Douglas era, Misconduct by Penelope Douglas, which is not good. Probably is my least favorite book I have read by Penelope Douglas, which is a shame, but that's fine. And then after that, I read the Devil's Night series, which I have a whole video on that'll be linked below, but that's Corrupt, Hideaway, Kill Switch, and then Nightfall, and then the two novellas, which are Conclave and Fire Night. Kill Switch is my favorite of all of them. Unfortunately, I am Damon. Is it Damon? Yeah. Oh my god, it's been so long. Girly. Anyways, after that, I needed something light. So I read or reread Heartstopper Volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. Love it. If you have not read them, go do it. They're free online. Oh, they're by Alice Osman too. Cool. They're free online, which is super cool. But if you can, obviously support and buy. But if you're unsure, if you like graphic novels, because I remember that's kind of how I was when I first started reading them, go read it for free and see the vibe and see how you like it. It's also a Netflix show that was very popular, which I highly suggest. Very fun. Cool. Has a great soundtrack. Also, like, this is so random, but I don't know why I'm telling this story now, but I'm going to, because it's my channel and I can say what I want. But I was watching, when Heartstopper came out, this show, I was like losing my marbles because it was like such a like full circle moment of like finding the graphic novel and reading it and like not knowing anyone that like had read it or knew about it, and then getting to see this like become live in action, and like this show, and like seeing all these people who never read the books like enjoy it and all this stuff. And then it's like halfway through the season 1 or whatever, but during the scene where Tao is dancing, he's like in front of Elle, he's dancing to a Thomas Hedden song. I'm pretty sure it's Urban Angel 1999. It is. I know it is. And I screamed when I heard that, because I love Thomas Hedden so much. He's been my top artist for like the past 2 or 3 years, I think, on my Spotify Wrapped. I saw him in concert and we held hands, and it was like the best moment of my life. I love him desperately, and it was like another one of those moments of like, I feel like not many people know who he is. Definitely not enough. And then he was in the show that was like blowing up, and it was just such a cool moment to see those two things like come together for me. Anyways, getting a little emosh on the channel. Oh my gosh, I did not just say emosh. That's disgusting. Okay, anyways, after that, read Consider Me by Becca Mack. Literally don't remember that book at all. Okay, after that, I read Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, which was and is the only Colleen Hoover book I have ever read, which is kind of a big deal. I see a lot of conflicting thoughts about Colleen Hoover. I mean, I don't really listen too much usually to people's opinions on books, just because it's so different for everyone. I love books that other people hate and vice versa. But I think it's the consensus is that Colleen Hoover is definitely very popular, but it seems like a lot of people think she's just popular with people when they first get back into reading or reading romance, which I think is fair, and I see where they're coming from. I do not have enough knowledge to like speak on that fully. And if you like Colleen Hoover, slay. If you don't like Colleen Hoover, slay. Cool. Then I read the College Years series, which I also have a video on that I'll link below. But that's the freshman, sophomore, junior, senior by Monica Murphy. Those were the last books I read as a college student. I thought it was very fitting. They were fine. They were not that great. They were like fine, but I was feeling very nostalgic at the time anyway, so it kind of hit that box a little bit for me. After that, I read It Happened One. Also, I don't think these are technically like in order of when I read them. They're probably a little bit out of order. I actually do know they're a little bit out of order, so sorry. Then It Happened One Summer, and My blanket just fell. And Hook, Line, and Sinker, which are both by Tessa Bailey. Which are both the, like, it's in the, like, Bellinger sisters, whatever. I don't remember their last name. It Happened One Summer. Love. Slay. Loved it. Literally so good. Hook, Line, and Sinker, not that big of a fan. I know that's probably controversial, but not that big of a fan. But I am excited because It Happened One Summer has officially been picked up by some movie production company. I don't remember who. But I think that'll be a good movie. Sometimes I think movies or books to movies, I get like, like, I don't think that's gonna be very good. Like, I don't know how you guys are gonna do that. Or like, I don't think it'd be that interesting of a movie or TV show or whatever. But I think It Happened One Summer would be a pretty interesting movie, or at least I'd be interested to see. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. I'm excited. Then I reread The Dare by Elle Kennedy, which is the 4th in the Briar U series, which is a spin-off of the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy, which is super popular. The Dare is my tied with my favorite with The Deal, which is the first in the Off-Campus series. But I love that book. I think I was sick or something when I read that. Maybe that's wrong, but I feel like I was, and I was like, I want something comforting. Then these are 3 novellas, Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero, all by Ali Hazelwood. Those are like part of the like Stemsonist novella series pack or whatever she did. I genuinely liked all of them. I think they were all super fun. They're all like, it's like a friend group, and they all are science-y girls, and they all have cute little love stories. Very fun. And I cannot wait for her new book, Love on the Brain, I'm pretty sure is what it's called, to come out, because I loved The Love Hypothesis. Oh my goodness. And so I'm very excited. I very much like Ali. Okay, after that, loved it. Read the oh, I don't remember what the series is called, but it's Idle, Managed, Fall, and Exposed, all by Kristen Callahan. I'm pretty sure there is going to be another book in this series also, which I will be excited to read. Kristen Callahan kind of like snuck up on me this year. I don't really know why. I think I did read, that's a lie. I did read 4 of her books in 2021. The football ones, I don't remember what they're called, but didn't love them. They were like fine, but I've really fallen into like her stuff and I really like it. I loved this series. I thought it was very good. I also have a video on it, you know the drill, go below. But Managed was my favorite, and it's basically like they're like a rock band, and they all fall in love. Something happened and now they're all falling in love. Haha. After that, this was a good little stretch of time. After that, I read Book Lovers by Emily Henry. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Oh my god, so good. I have read all 3 Emily Henry books that are out now, which are in order: Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation, and Book Lovers. And I am so, it's funny to me because I absolutely adore Beach Read and Book Lovers, both 5 out of 5, but People We Meet on Vacation, not a fan. Like, not a fan at all. Like, did not like that book. Will never read it again. I know that's controversial, and I'm sorry to People We Meet on Vacation stans, but I love Emily Henry, and we just found out like new info about like her new book. I forget what it's called, but it's supposed to be, she said the girl's name is Harriet, and she's supposed to be like a mirror ball girly, like a Taylor Swift mirror ball girly, which I'm super excited for because I don't know. That just sounds so good. That just sounds so good. So I'm very excited about that. But Book Lovers was amazing. After that, I read The Plan by Carla Sorensen. I don't really remember this. Cool. Next was The Confidence of Wildflowers and The Resurrection of Wildflowers, both by Michaela Smeltzer. This book series, or duet, whatever, wild. I have seen so much like praise for it, and I don't know why. I'm sorry, not to be mean. I liked The Confidence of Wildflowers enough. Like, it was good. It was a solid book. The Resurrection of Wildflowers, did not enjoy. It was a wild ride too of like what are we doing now, kind of like, this is the plot that's happening. Yeah, okay. After that, I read the Brutal Birthright series, which is Brutal Prince, Stolen Heir, Savage Lover, Bloody Heart, Broken Vow, Heavy Crown, all by Sophie Lark, who, reminder, wrote the Kingmaker series. So this is the series that goes before Kingmaker series, but I didn't know that, so I read it after. Was not my favorite. I liked Kingmakers a lot more than I liked Bloody Birthright, but there were some fun ones in here, you know. I don't know, fun moments. And then I reread The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. Yeah, I made a video about that too. Oh my god, this is getting boring because I'm just like, I made a video about it, go watch it. Was not my favorite Jenny Han series. I definitely liked All the Boys I Loved Before growing up, but I still liked The Summer I Turned Pretty series, and it was very interesting. I feel like going back after the first time I read it, which was like when I was like 13 or something, to then go back now as a 22-year-old and read it, and like my perspective of it, I think it's slightly different. But that was also fun because it's also a show on Amazon Prime, if you did not know. Highly suggest. The show was also very good, very much enjoyed it. Okay, this is where my written notes have said that I have read 100 books, but is not where Storygraph has said I've read 100 books. So I'm gonna go with what Storygraph said, because even though I didn't repeat anything, we're just gonna say it anyways. The last book that I thought was my 100th book was The Savage by Sophie Lark, which is the last, as of right this moment, in the Kingmaker series. Unfortunately, probably my lowest rated book of the year, I think, low-key. I mean, I gave it a 1 out of 5, which is the lowest I basically rate. Literally so bad. I hated it so much. It put me in a huge reading dry spell that has taken me so much time to get out of. It took up like all of my July and like a lot of August. I've just not really been reading. And I kind of give it to this book for kind of doing it. I almost DNF'd right after this. The next book I read, which was Funny You Should Ask, but I don't remember her name off the top of my head. I'm sorry, the authors. It was my first DNF of the year, which is crazy. I almost never DNF books, but I had to, just because I was just not liking the book, and then also was not liking reading at the moment after The Savage. So yeah, but I've also seen other people who love The Savage, so take that with a grain of salt. Okay, well, that was the 100 books or 101, I don't know, that I've read in 2002 as of late June. I have a couple more books that I've read since then because I've been in a reading slump, like I said, but I will not include them because you'll see them later, and yay. But yeah, so thank you for, I don't know why I just showed you my thing. I guess I was gonna be like, look how many pages, but that's boring. But thank you for coming along on another video journey together. I hope you have read some books this year and have read the amount that makes you happy, because those 100 books made me happy in that time. But I know that's not everyone's reading style or how quickly they read or whatever. So do not put any pressure on yourself or others to read. Reading should be a fun activity that you do when you want to do, just like you do sports or cook or bake or craft whenever you just feel like it. And some people do it all the time, some people never do it. So yes, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and sorry that all of the angles were probably different throughout the entire video, and thank you for being nice to me and kind while I not post and kind of just enjoy my summer and hang out with my family and stuff. So thank you so much, all of you beautiful people. I hope you are having a great August, and streaming August by Taylor Swift relentlessly, and I will see you all in the next video.